O Mother Nui, stretch high above this valley. Your starry body is our glory. Then see the hawk of yonder Rahur quit, his fiery splendor, oh so mighty. He brings a light for all our weary souls. He makes the broken spirit whole.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So imagine the universe isn't a static house we're just, living in, but more like a giant breathing lung.
Right, a living system.
Yeah. And today our mission is decoding some, honestly, incredibly dense texts on Thelemic principles. Specifically, this occult blueprint mapped out by Aleister Crowley and later expanded by Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, it's known as the 012210 formula.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. Because if the universe is a lung, then the 012 part is the exhale, right? It's breathing out into creation.
Descending into physical matter, yeah. The texts call this involution.
Involution, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the 210 part, that's the inhale, drawing human consciousness back into the void, which they call attainment.
What's fascinating here is how this palindromic engine completely subverts traditional theology. I mean, in a lot of Orthodox systems, descending into matter is seen as bad.
Like a tragic fall from grace or something.
Exactly. The state of two, or duality, is treated as a punishment, like you're separated from the divine. But in this framework, duality isn't a mistake at all. It actually provides the necessary friction for consciousness to experience love.
Wait, love in an occult sense, right? Not the romantic kind.
Right. Love here is defined strictly as divided elements being magnetized and seeking reunion. You literally need the separation of the two state just to experience the ecstasy of coming back together.
Okay, so the cosmic exhale leaves you and me stuck here in this fragmented dualistic reality, the two state.
Now we're in the thick of it.
So the goal is to figure out how to ride that breath back inward. But reading through these sources, I have a real problem with the ultimate goal here.
Oh, the annihilation of identity.
Yes. Wait, does the 210 path mean we literally annihilate our identity? The texts talk about crossing this perilous chasm called the abyss and surrendering your ego entirely.
Should you become Nemo or nobody in the Night of Pan?
Right, the Night of Pan. It sounds less like enlightenment and, more like psychological suicide. Are we just wiping ourselves out?
Well, it sounds like total erasure, which makes it a notoriously intense part of the philosophy. But mechanically, it's a progression.
Okay. How so?
You start at 2, which is the isolated ego. Then you move to 1, which means uniting with your true will.
Like your singular driving cosmic purpose.
Exactly. And then to reach 0, you do have to voluntarily strip away the I. But the Night of Pan isn't a terminal death.
It isn't.
No, it represents the destruction of limitations. By returning to a 0 point of unmanifest potential, the adept essentially becomes fertile ground.
Oh, so it's a cosmological reset.
Yes. The 0 immediately expresses itself right back into duality, essentially growing a brand new universe.
Wow. Okay, so if returning to that 0 point acts as a literal cosmological reset, it makes complete sense that later occultists wouldn't just want to philosophize about that loop.
They'd want to hack it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is that where Kenneth Grant comes in? Because he takes this heavy psychological metaphor and turns it into literal extra-dimensional mathematics.
He really does. Grant takes that friction between 012 and 210 and tries to make it operational sorcery.
Operational sorcery.
Yeah. He derives a mathematical buffer zone, specifically using the number 120.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. It reminds me of tuning an old analog radio dial.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, like instead of tuning to a station, you're tuning to the space exactly between two stations. So instead of just getting static, Grant believed hitting this specific 120 frequency opens a hidden hyperspatial nexus.
Where you can intercept signals from extracosmic intelligences.
Right, like literal alien math.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, to actually receive those signals without going completely insane, adepts in Grant's Typhonian tradition use what they call awful alignments.
Awful alignments. That sounds intense.
It is. Mechanically, it involves intense meditative visualization and ritual. You're trying to force impossible non-Euclidean geometries to intersect within your own altered brain state.
Just to anchor what they call a homely cave.
Right. It's basically constructing a safe room in your mind. That way you can catch alien forces from a bizarre bandwidth Grant calls the mauve zone.
The mauve zone.
Yeah, and you do this all without causing your own immediate psychological destruction.
So you build a conceptual panic room to safely talk to the space outside the universe, which, brings us back to what this means for you, going about your daily life.
Right, bringing it back down to Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean? Well, this entire framework dramatically reframes those feelings of isolation we all experience. According to the 012210 blueprint, your ego, your sense of separation, it isn't a flaw in your design.
Not at all.
It's the precise, necessary starting point for the universe to experience the absolute adventure of connection.
And it pushes us toward a staggering final thought.
Oh, definitely.
Think about it. If esoteric formulas like the number 120 or this other sequence 718 mentioned in the texts act as literal technological kiviter to slip outside the circles of time, could mastering this cosmic source code eventually allow human consciousness to intentionally design the universe's next exhale before it even happens?
Are we just riding the breath? Or are we learning how to become the lung itself? That's something to ponder the next time you take a deep breath.